Hi, it's Judy. Welcome to my channel, and today I'm very excited. I've just taken delivery of some new makeup and I want to try it out, show you first experience. Now this is the range from AliExpress called Focallure, and it's very inexpensive. Everything that I'm about to show you I paid less than £26 for. That's everything. Now they don't have a primer, but they do have just about everything else. So I've bought foundation, concealer, eyeshadows, highlighters, blushes, powder, lipsticks, the whole shebang. So I'm really keen to show you first impressions of, if I can stop dropping it, of all of this lovely stuff. So let's get started. What I wanted to do, I left the foundation in its box so that I could show you the quality of the product. This is how it arrives in a box. Each of the boxes comes shrink wrapped with plastic that you take off, and I've taken that off all of the boxes, and I've taken everything else out of the boxes. But this is the quality of the box. It feels really silky and smooth. It reminds me an awful lot of MAC boxes, which is fascinating. So then when I get the box open, because we don't keep the boxes, do we? So that needs to go into the recycling. Right, so that's the sort of quality of the container. It comes with a really nice, really tough, good pump on it. So then let's quickly move on to concealer. The concealer comes in a little tube like so. The nice fine tip on it to dispense just small amounts of concealer. And then we've got the loose powder. Again, these all come in beautiful boxes. This one comes with its own little powder puff, and then it's got a little plastic across it to stop the powder from moving in transport. So I'm quite impressed with that. It's quite well packaged. Okay, so put that back in there, put the lid back on. So then I've got an eyeshadow palette here, which has got 10 colours in it. This is in 3, and it comes with a double-ended sponge brush, which I probably won't use, and the mirror comes with a protector on it. So then we go on to highlight and contour, and I've got a powder version here that comes in a lovely box like so. I don't think there's anything underneath that. No, there's not. But again, the mirror comes with a protective plastic on it. And then we've got, what's this one? Oh, this is the liquid eyeliner, which has got a very fine tip on it. And then we have the brow pencil, which is rewindable, and it's one of those triangular ones. And it's got a fairly decent spoolie on the end of it. You can see. And then I've got 2 liquid highlight and contour. So I was quite impressed with these ones. Nice little turnout things. And then I've seen these on the Benefit, primer. So it's got a little cap over the top, and then that turns out like that. That's the one that's in coffee. And then I've also got, and I haven't taken this out yet either, in gold, and that looks stunning. I'm looking forward to playing with that one. And then I bought, there's a mascara, black mascara. It doesn't say if it's waterproof, which means it might be a bit of an issue for me. I couldn't find, they only had one mascara, but it's got a fairly good wand on it. It looks as though they're plastic bristles, so that'll be interesting. And then I bought a liquid lipstick, and this one looks as though it's going to be an amazing colour. So I have some other Focallure lipsticks that I've bought in the past. So I'm going to stop the video, take off today's makeup, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to try out a full face of makeup so we can see how all of this comes up and colours. Okay, so there we are in all my naked faceness. I have remoisturised and primed my face using the Younique Touch Glorious primer, and I've put a little tiny bit of primer on my eyelids to prime the eyelids because I don't have a specific eyelid primer. So now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to foundation, and I'm taking there, I have the Skin Evolution Fluid Foundation. It has an SPF of 15, so it'll be interesting to see if there's any photo flashback from it. And it's got this very interesting pump that I've never seen, but it has a pump, so that means that's a good thing as far as I'm concerned. So I'm just going to take my number 7 beauty blender and pump a little bit onto the edge, the tip of it, and then dispense that around my face. So we'll do 2 pumps and see how that goes. Okay, here we go. If I'm looking over your head again, it's because that's where my mirror is. Okay, let's see if that might have gone for a shade that's a little too light for me. But generally I find it's better to go for a lighter shade, particularly if you're ordering off the internet. Go for a lighter shade and then you can bronze it up. Whereas if you go for too dark a colour, then lightening it down is really, really hard. And I'm fairly fair on my face, so this will probably work. I would say it's a medium to light coverage, but we'll see if it's buildable. Okay, I'm just going to see if I can build that up in some areas. Seems to build reasonably well, but it is settling into all of my pores and fine lines. But this foundation cost £2.89. So, and it's in the shade Alabaster 01. Seems to take a little bit of effort to blend it in. So I think what I'm just going to do is I'm going to take my kabuki brush and I'm just going to buff that all in. Because I find sometimes a brush gives a better finish than the beauty blender. Certainly seems to give it quicker. Okay, I'm actually not unimpressed with that foundation. I'll probably use that again because that's actually quite nice. It's gone, took a little bit of work to get it in, but once it's on, it's lovely. Okay, so now let's go in with a bit of concealer, and I'm going to use this also as a little bit of eyelid primer. So this is where I would normally use my splurge. It's quite a good colour there. This is the 01 Warm Ivory. Seems to be just a shade lighter than the foundation, which, given that the foundation was the lightest colour that they had and this is the lightest colour concealer that they have, bodes well. So it might mean that if you buy, I don't know, 02 in the foundation, you can probably get away with buying 02 in the concealer. There weren't as many concealers as there were foundation colours, but then that's nothing unusual for a makeup brand. And I'm going to put a little bit of that, as I said, just a tiny, tiny amount. It really does go a long way. I think I'm going to do my eyebrows. So we're going to go in with this eyebrow pencil. So we've got a spoolie on one end, nice friendly brush. This eyebrow pencil was £1.82. Okay, and it's got a triangular shape to it, so we're going to see if that helps or hinders. Feels waxy, but then that triangular tip allows you to define. Okay, as I say, I'm not mad at that. I think the colour is reasonable for my skin tone. Just take the spoolie through it to split it up. It's not bad. And then I think I want to try out these liquid contours before I powder my face. So I'm just going to take this is the Coffee. It's a nice dark, rich brown. Let's see what we do here. It's a bit brown. Needs to be a little grayer, I think. It's a little too warm. But it's blending in quite well with the Beauty Blender. Has lifted a little bit of my foundation off my face, which is interesting. I quite like that. So then we've got the liquid highlighter. This is the one I'm most interested in. Let's see what we get with this one. Well, it's a lot more subtle than I thought it was going to be. And we'll see if it shows up lots and lots of texture on my cheeks. It actually looks better in the camera than it does in real life. And now I'm just going to set my face with powder. I'm not going to use the little powder puff that comes with it. I'm going to use my kabuki brush. So what I'll just do is I'm going to tap a little bit into the lid here, like I do with my mineral foundation. And it says it's translucent, but it has got the tiniest hint of colour in it. Actually, is this one translucent or has this one got a colour to it? No, this one says number 1, so it has got some colour to it. Okay, so this will be interesting. That seems to be setting and mattifying things quite nicely. And this loose powder was £2.33, I think. She says trying to look at it without her glasses on. Okay, so let's move on to eyeliner. Now remember, I'm not very good at liquid eyeliner, so forgive me if this doesn't work, but we're going to give it a shot. Quite liquidy, got a nice tip to it, so it allows me to get a fairly fine line. And then I'm just going to take the sponge tip of my double-ended brush and just smudge that out a bit. Oh, I'll give it this. It sets up quite quickly. Very liquidy. Doesn't require much at all to get some pigment onto the eye. and it dries down very quickly, guys, very quickly. You can view this as either a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah, that's dry. That's not coming off my fingers. Not bad, that. I'm quite impressed. That eyeliner was £2.12. Pretty good. Okay, so let's now move on to eyeshadow and see what these eyeshadows are like. There's an interesting mixture of shimmers and mattes, so that should make it quite versatile. I'm going to start with this lightest shade like I normally do. It's a matte, got a bit of fallout on it, but I'm just going to do from eyelash to brow like I normally do to give myself a base to work with. And that just sets any foundation, concealer, etc. that you've got on your eyelid. Because I don't know if that's showing up on camera, but that's quite, yeah, that needs some, okay. So then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with one of the brown matte shades. I've got a choice of two. I've got this lighter one or the darker one here. Erring on the side of caution, let's go in with the lighter one first and see what that's like. Oh, that's going to be a nice transition colour, that one. Nicely pigmented. Giving me a decent amount of coverage there. Quite pleased with that. So then we'll go in with the darker of those two matte browns and see what that one does. Some nice subtle colouring there, actually. I'm quite pleased with that one. I chose this particular palette. It's not their neutrals. They do have a neutrals one, which is very specifically brown. I went for this one because it had some warmer tones in it, and I just felt that they would go better on my face. Right, so then what are we going to do? Oh, I think I'm going to take my deluxe eye brush, and I think I will just go in. We've got a kind of a burgundy rusty colour at the end here, and I think I will just take that up into my crease. It's a slight shimmer shade, so we'll see how that blends out into the crease. Okay, so I think now I'm going to take this darkest burgundy right on the end here and see how dark that is. Just take that into the corner, help to smudge into the eyeliner. And then I think I'm going to take the double-ended sponge that they've supplied with it and just go back into that deep burgundy and smudge that out under the eyelash. And do that over the top of the eyelash too, to just build up some colour on the top of that lid. Okay, I quite like those colours. I think they seem to have a decent amount of pigmentation in them. And there are some interesting colours in there. There's some khakis and some bronzes. So this would suit lots of people, but particularly blue-eyed people. Make it all, make your eyes pop is the word I'm looking for. So I'm just going to blend that all out. Yeah, I quite like that. Right, so let's see what the mascara is like. This mascara feels really heavy, and it was £2.12. So it's got a very flexible wand on it. It's a plastic wand. I've not used a plastic brushed mascara in a long time. Really combs through your lashes. Doesn't compare to the 3D fibre lash, but they don't pretend to do anything. It says volume, what does it sound like? Volume and length. They don't say anything about curling or anything like that. But not too bad. Okay, so then we've done the powder, so we're going to do some powder contour. So this is a dual compact where you've got contour on one side and highlight in the other, and we're just going to go in on the contour side and see if I can get that shade, carve out my cheekbones a bit more. Oh, now that's going on better than the liquid one, than the stick contour, so it's easier to blend. Mind you, that would be follow because it's a powder product. It's also a cooler colour, so it's more suited as a contour colour. The other one was very much a bronzer. We'll just do under the chin. And then we'll just take a small brush. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing with the highlight. Take a slightly different brush, I think. On the highlight side of things, let's see how this pops. See if it pops at all. It looks very chalky in the pan. It goes on quite chalky. But it's luminizing. Might be highlighting the things I don't necessarily want it to highlight, but it seems to be doing something. Got a bit of a white cast to it. But I'm not mad at it. And now we'll go on to blusher. Now this one, I'm a bit dubious about this one. This is one of those baked blushes, and it's quite corally and gold, so it looked a lot pinker in the pictures. So we're going to see how it works. It was £2.33. Here goes nothing. Actually, that's not bad. More subtle than I thought it was going to be, which is good, because it could be a disaster if it wasn't. What do you think? I kind of like the shimmer that it gives. It's adding to that highlighter. And I think I will do another coat of mascara now that that's had a chance to dry. I just think it needs a little bit more oomph. Actually, I quite like the plastic wand. It tapers down towards the end, but stays stiff, so I can get right into those little hairs in the corners of my eyes. So now we're going to finish off with some liquid lipstick. And I'm going to try out the new colour. This is number 24 in Jazberry. which is probably totally inappropriate for a day look, but we work with the light that we've got at the time that we've got it, don't we? So here we go. This is a very metallic purple. Might be perfect for me. Wow. Oh, it tastes a bit of coffee. Smells of a combination of coffee and chocolate. It dries down very quickly. That's not a bad colour. Okay, so that's 24 in Jazberry. If I just swatch that on my hand for you. There we go. You can see that there. And then I've also got number 5 in Persian Plum, which dries down matte. I've got 13 in Wine, which is another matte. And then I've got number 22 in Mugshot, which is another metallic. I'll put it next to the Jazberry. I've probably got another couple of colours somewhere else, but that's what I've got up here right now. So those are those colours. And it's drying down nicely. See how it transfers? Nope. No transfers. So that's not bad. So there you go. That's my first impressions on Focallure Makeup. I quite like it. Not bad for £26. I will link Focallure down in the down bar below so that you can, in the description box, so that you can go on and have a look at their stuff. And what you'll find is they have makeup kits, and if you combine the right numbers, the right types of kits, then you can choose the colours that you want, but you can also bag even more of a bargain. So I probably could have bought this for another £2 or £3 off it. Probably could have got it down to about 20 to £22 if I'd been prepared to shop. But actually what I wanted to do was pick particular other bits and pieces. They've also got lipsticks and lip glosses, and they've got powder foundations as well as liquid foundations. So there is quite an extensive range. I didn't buy the entire range, but I wanted to buy what I would use on a daily basis to show you what it looked like. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you've got any questions or you'd like to see anything in particular, then please write a comment below. I'd really appreciate it if you'd give this video a thumbs up and share it and even subscribe for more videos, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. Thanks very much for watching. Bye!